Hey, what's up, boxing fans? This is the Rope-A-Dope Report. I'm your host, Chris Carlson. I hope everybody had a happy holiday season. Obviously, New Year's coming up tomorrow. Happy New Year's to everybody out there. And we'd just like to thank everybody at Rope-A-Dope Radio. That includes the Wednesday show and the 12th and final round post-fight show. We'd like to thank everybody for all the support. Anybody that's listened to us from the start or has been listening to us for a while or just found out about us. And anybody that's helped the show, whether it be get a guest or call into the show, anything like that. Anything that has anything to do with the show, we'd like to thank everybody for the support. And you've really helped grow the show, and we're very appreciative. Let's get into it, okay? Let's get into this video. This is a fight that I'm very, very excited about. I'm glad that it's kicking in, starting off the year with the big fight. Devon Alexander versus Timothy Bradley. Now, Alexander's coming off a subpar performance against a very solid 140-pounder Kotelnik. Some people, think, and I'm one of them, that Alexander definitely maybe saw the Khan fight versus Kotelnik and thought, oh, man, I can do that. You know what I mean? I could definitely do that. And whether it be just a bad night, whether it be he underestimated him. Maybe it's a combination of several things. We really don't know. Everyone deserves a bad night. I just think Kotelnik had certain skills, like a jab and just a good. He's very, he sits in one place, no doubt about it. He doesn't move around a lot, but he's a very skilled all-around good fighter. With the jab and the fundamental fighter. He doesn't move a lot, Kotelnik. He has his weaknesses. But I just think the fundamentals were catching up to Devon. And Devon wasn't sitting down on his punches. I don't know. I don't know. He looked a little off that night. And everyone's allowed to have an off night. But I feel like it was really the style. I don't think it was just... an off night. A lot of people are like, it's just an off night, throw that out the window. And I don't think you just throw it out the window. Timothy Bradley coming off a pretty good performance against Abregu, Carlos Abregu, I believe his name is. He looked pretty good. Before that was Lamont Peterson, which was a very, very good performance. I actually picked Lamont Peterson to sneak a win and outbox him. Peterson came forward in that fight way more than I thought. Once Peterson gets on the inside, though, he's pretty good once he gets in there. He was working him to the body, and he actually made Bradley switch it up and go on the outside. And that's what I think. Here's the key. Let's flash back like a year ago, okay? And when we started to get some rumblings about this fight, and really the last 6 months and a year, whatever exactly when the rumblings came out. But I really favored Devon Alexander because I had seen Bradley down. I had seen him, in my opinion, I thought he could be outboxed. I still think he can be outboxed, but I just think Bradley has improved a lot. He showed that he can be on the outside and throw that right hand and throw that jab and move and look really good doing it against Lamont Peterson. Now, Lamont Peterson's not a guy that comes forward effectively, obviously, that effective. He does. I'm not going to try, like I said, once he gets on the inside, he's pretty effective. But I would think that coming forward and being on the move is his best bet, in my opinion. But he's a very skilled fighter, and he's got good hand speed. And I think hand speed is going to be interesting. Who's going to be the faster fighter? Now, Alexander may have a little hand speed advantage, but he doesn't always sit down in his punches. He did against Urango, but against Kotelnik, he wasn't sitting down on his punches. And it looked like the cleaner, bigger, harder shots were landed by Kotelnik. Southpaw against, orthodox, so that could cause problems for Bradley. But then again, the best thing is a jab and a straight right hand against the southpaw, which I think Bradley has. I think it's a really, really 50-50 fight. That's why I love this fight. Two unbeaten fighters, like the old saying goes. Somebody's O has to go. I think that was, who was that? Michael Spinks that said that before he fought Tyson? I think that was it. But somebody's O has to go for sure. I think it's a great fight. I wouldn't be surprised for either side. I think Alexander needs to keep boxing, stick that jab. Don't get too wild in there, but sit down in your punches. If you're going to throw a punch, sit down on it sometimes. if you are working on the inside, and use that defense. You know, I think that he got a little away. Maybe the Urango knockout, everybody thought Urango had this crazy chin, and he does. He just got caught with a great uppercut off of a defensive counter move. He made a miss and hit him with that uppercut. So, it's a tight fight. It's a pick'em fight. Like I said, I've been back and forth, and I've been in between, and I did favor Alexander, and now that I see a guy with overall skill, although he's standard and sits in one place for the most part, Kotelnik, I did see enough out of that fight that I think that, I think that, I talked about speed. I think that Bradley, as long as he doesn't go to his old tendency and just come forward and not use his jab and just maul in there, which I've seen him patient. In the last handful of fights, he's been more patient. Nate Campbell, he's more patient early on in that fight. Didn't last that long. And same with Lamont Peterson. He showed he could work on the inside and the outside and catch a guy with good hand speed. And I think hand speed will come down to this. But also, the thing about Bradley is he's got good hand speed. He's very fast. But I'm not going to say he packs a punch, but he's got a lot of pop, and he lands a lot of clean shots with that hand speed. You know what I mean? Some really clean, good shots that the judges see, and he's shown that he can do a variety of stuff. So, overall, this is a hell of a fight, a pick'em type fight. I'm really glad it's happening, but I am going to go with Timothy Bradley by decision. I think it'll be a variety of fights in one. I see a lot of... I see a slow pace at the start. I see some inside work. I see some great rounds. I see a guy, if both guys, have their O that's about to go and it's the championship rounds, if someone's down, I see that person flurrying and making a run. I see a very tight fight. Very tight fight. But I'm going to go with Timothy Bradley, just edging it out. I think that jab and right hand, and like I said, his improvement in the last handful. And, with Lamont Peterson, I believe he's probably been in with a faster guy. Not to say Lamont Peterson has crazy hand speed, but he's got really good hand speed. So he was able to adapt to him and get his off and knock him down and stuff like that. So I'm going to go with Timothy Bradley by a decision. This has been the Rope-A-Dope Report. Make sure you check out ropeadoperadio.com. We got articles, we got news. We have, you can listen to the show there. We have a ranking system. We have our fantasy. That's another thing. The fantasy contest, well, I don't even have to, it's just habit to look at the time, but I don't have to look at the time anymore because of the extension on YouTube. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, the fantasy boxing. It's fantasyboxing@hotmail.com. That's how you're going to get a hold of Eric D. Style. For those who know him on Twitter and on YouTube, of course, on the radio show. He's the host of both shows, Wednesday and the 12th and final round. So big ups to everybody that participated. And, the support, it went really good again. And now we have another season coming up. And the support has just been, very strong, even stronger. So we got a ton of people coming in. And it's one of those things that... he said he's going to top it off at 40 people. But, some people that say they're going to do it end up not doing it. So it's kind of like a waiting list right now. And we'll see how that goes. But overall, we'd like to thank the support. And everybody have a happy new year. All right? Peace.